Sheila here with Sirius Talis Moon, and this is Mercury, our Ascendant 22 in Mars 22 in Aquarius, 11 degrees Aries, midheaven. Let's talk about youth movements, because a big part of the Nazi era was youth movements. What do they do in youth movements? This is where the boys will be raped by adults. If I think about young Marc Dutroux, at 15 years he met a pedophile. And these children are taught to basically harm women. Whether it's bullying their peers until those peers suicide or do mass shooting, or harming women just like that, and behind that there are young, usually boys, can be girls as well, but young boys that are raped in the cults. They might not even remember that they are raped. And the union that they have with the rapist, basically, is on the onset of harming girls. All the mature adults are raping these boys. And because of dissociation and trauma bond, they begin to relate and defend their rapists. Which, by the way, is how assassinations are created, because you take a child like that, you take an adult, I don't know, doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist, and then let's say you want to assassinate that person. No problem. The child is already, the child that psychiatrist ritually abused or that psychologist ritually abused is in sync with the abuser. And so it's very easy to get these two together and the child to shoot that person, because it's a part of the stunts that they already play. The child learned from the rapist. Now, these children around at, at their environment, they will look like problematic children. They bug people, they harass people, they whether commit crimes, they sacrifice pets, and so on and so forth. And nobody sees that these children are actually raped within the secret societies now. Who is the secret society? Is everybody with a position in society? You know, a cop, a doctor, a welfare person, a judge. Now, what happens when these children go missing? At first, a sight of relief. People are not they're not bullied as much. As terrible as it sounds, but this is what people see from outside. If one day there's mass death of these children, a lot of people will say, well, it's not nice to say it, but at least. Now, here is the issue. Those people that raped these children are the people that we're supposed to call on these children. And then they take these children to youth at risk schools, where they are further raped. Then one day all the men and the children die. The men that women would be missing never existed. because of what they did to women. It would be, a person rents an apartment, is filmed against the wish in that apartment, then turn to AI, turn to this, turn to that. Then people bully them over nothing. One day, entire town dies. Isn't that person saying, "Oh my God, problem solved"? Like they were such a burden on the psyche. And what could one do? But they were all in it. They are the rapist and everybody believes them. Now the young children, they see that and then they go and they become like the rapist. It begins with those brotherhoods where adult man rapes a boy and marries a boy as the highest degree, and that degree would be the top echelons of society, from academia to politics to whatnot. We were talking about it around the Me Too. People say the Me Too went too far. Now, what was this thing that Israel is preparing for? 5:30. It was yesterday. Because when the bombs drop, what these kids, the kids, it's not about to put in those kids in prisons. Because they're actually feminist lawyers that want to put children in prisons. Now listen to Douglas McIntyre. If I see, let's say I walk in the street, I see a child call names to say I'm the only woman walking in the street. I guess either they were speaking on their phone or speaking about someone else, but either way, it's not pleasant to walk like that. This is what I would hear and what I would say. At the same time, behind the scenes, there can be that child's rapist, pedophile, can be even father. While that child is in mind control or torture that I don't see, commanding him to say this cuss word. That child might not even see who was passing down the street. And until we don't classify technologies, we will not be able to tell which is which. Same child could murder somebody, could rape somebody, could harm somebody, and we'd have a 14 years old child, which we cannot blame. But is the solution to put that child in imprisonment? Or to see what's actually going on there? How many young girls did young Marc Dutroux had to kidnap and put in jail? Now, where did he get that idea from? When it's 1996, and that guy would be, because he was born the same week as the guy who was supposed to tend to crimes was born to these crimes, because that's why all these people get murdered. That's the cold cases. It's the same week. They were born the same week. And that was 1954 to 1996. 54. 96, it was 40. It was his Rao return. No Rao return, Rao maturation. towards Israel maturation. Then he gets raided because there is a division between the separatists and the Ottoman Empire. Now everybody asking what a monster. These monsters are everyone's children. They are the children that received love and so on and so on. How do parents grow a child today? Do they have money? Do they have time? Do they have the ability to provide love? Now, when there are such struggles, people always manifest that there would be an end to that. Trauma bond is where people play between defense and abuse.